This is Empty the Bench with Tom Albano.
We're paying to tank. So everything we're presenting, we have these relationships with DraftKings and FanDuel, and we're encouraging, gambling in our sports, but the sport isn't even honest at that point.
Nick Morgeson.
You're dealing with a race problem in the NFL. It might come out a little wrong, but you'll get the point I'm making. The Rooney Rule is unfortunately the token black guy rule.
And Nick Federa.
Make all the token gestures that they want, but they're ultimately hollow, and they're just trying to distract you from the fact that, hey, they paid a guy to tank.
Empty the Bench starts now.
It's like two competing cages of monkeys just throwing shit at each other.
Who would have thought that actually would have come to fruition after what we just found out? Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 121 of Empty the Bench. For Tom Albano and Nick Federa, I'm Nick Morgeson. Boy, MLB just roasted itself all the way to the top. Wouldn't you say, guys?
I don't know if I want to say yes, but let's just say the baseball world kind of set itself on fire. Let's just say that. So obviously today should be a whole Super Bowl conversation, but the sports week kind of blew itself up in the face. We should have started today with making fun of the Brooklyn Nets and laughing at the misery of Nick Morgeson as a Nets fan, but all of a sudden now we have some breaking news. So
wait, can I do it? I have to play it.
Okay. Empty the Bench takes a trip to the circus that is the Mlb Negotiations. We have some breaking news developments coming within this last hour that Major League Baseball did make a new offer to the MLBPA. However, the MLBPA was unimpressed, did not make a counter offer. The meeting lasted less than 1 hour. And now, well, it's kind of obvious because it's February 12th. This is going to be the no shit Sherlock kind of announcement, but we are awaiting at some point this weekend an announcement from Rob Manfred that spring training, the pitchers and catchers reporting, will be delayed, and potentially spring training games may be delayed.
So I have two options here because Nick is going to say quite a few things, but I'll go with this one first.
Congratulations, dickweeds!
Because, again, that's pretty accurate, right, Nick?
I almost wish I hadn't said that because it's gotten too much use. I almost if that was actually a physical button for that soundbite you'd have to play, it'd be worn down to the nub at this point.
Well,
and the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is because the MLB just they saw what's happened over the last couple of years with the NFL and said, that's not how you dig your own grave, like this.
By the way, what's ironic about what's ironic about that soundbite, Nick, is that actually came during an MLB story about the Rays potentially moving to Montreal, if you remember.
Yes, exactly. But that was just the beginning of the shit tornado.
But
because you know what? I thought I'd be able to make fun of that. But no, we can't have nice things this week, can we?
Well, now we know Tom's not going to be watching baseball now that the season's going to be officially delayed. But
it's spring training. The regular season hasn't been delayed, but
right.
honestly, the way this thing is going.
But wait a minute. We were told reportedly yesterday that this was the major meeting. This was the one where they had to decide, okay, we're going to come to the table. We're going to put our bullshit aside and we're going to come to a deal. But why would I have expected anything different from MLB and the MLBPA? Because in turn, this is all we got.
Look at all the failure.
Exactly.
Well, let's be honest here, guys. This is one of these things like the people who are saying, oh, it's not going to affect the season. It's not going to do this. Honestly, let's be honest with ourselves. It shouldn't have, because the warning signs were there in 2020 when they were trying to come back from COVID, and it was just fight after fight after fight until Rob Manfred basically had to put his big foot down and say, "No, that's it. Here are the terms. We're playing."
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean
no? I'm not done. When that happened, we should have said, "You know what? Let's get ahead of ourselves. Let's figure out these issues now." It's amazing how the NFL and the NFLPA resolved their issues prior to coming back from, well, they didn't necessarily have to come back from COVID because they were in the off season. They actually got lucky, but they hammered out their issues early. MLB should have taken a lesson from the NFL. Why am I saying that? That feels like
Whoa!
I mean, this is the lesson where kicking the can down the road results in this because he called it. Tom, you called it.
By the way, Nick, I'm going to play something else because what were you saying to us earlier about how Rob Manfred should not be taking the spotlight of Roger Goodell in the Super Bowl? I guarantee you this is what Roger Goodell is saying to Rob Manfred.
I hate you. Get the out of here.
I mean, the Red Sox blog account, the Red Sox blog on SB Nation just tweeted out not too long ago, the spring training delay announcement's going to come 10 minutes before kickoff tomorrow.
I hate to say this, but I mean, I know you're taking information from a content mill site, but at the same time, I agree with it that basically.
Okay, so maybe if it's not 10 minutes, it's gonna be an hour or 2 hours before the Super Bowl, or maybe they'll sneak it in like 10 minutes after the final play, after the final whistle, so nobody is talking about it.
But you know what though? This is so petty. This is like
of course it's petty.
Oh wait a minute. This is like
consider the source.
But wait a minute. This is like a high school relationship where everyone is trying to figure out, oh, do we like each other? We like each other, and then you find out that the guy cheats and he's fucking every girl in the high school.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
that's what they're doing. MLB and the MLBPA are trying to have a relationship, and then they find out, oh wait, there's someone at the dance that's better looking than they are.
Which
again, this is more of a thing where they hate each other, but they're in bed with each other.
It's it's hate sex is what it is, and it's look, we all know. I mean, the three of us were very well aware that it was going to take some kind of Herculean effort to get things done by today, right?
They were never going to get anything done today. Rob Manfred is probably the 0.1% who thought they were going to get a deal done today. But we all know. Wait. I'm not done. I'm not done. Rob Manfred is the scum of the earth who thinks he's a lawyer that can negotiate, and we figured out that he can't do shit.
But you know what? It's not solely his fault. This is the battle between the owners and the players, and Rob Manfred works for the owners of Major League Baseball. So you got to take all 30 owners. Yes, Mr. Steinbrenner included. He shares some responsibility in this. He's part of the 30 owners of Major League Baseball.
I would imagine his voice carries more weight, if I'm going to be honest with you.
I would hope so.
But but again, who's working for who here?
Right, I was gonna say I would hope so. I mean, he's nothing like his father, though.
He's nothing like his father. We'd be playing already if it was his father.
Nah, I don't know if I agree with that 100%. I think you're right. I think they'd be playing sooner. I don't know if they'd be playing now. But here's the problem. So now that you didn't agree to a deal, it takes a week for each side to come back to the table. You notice that in a pattern. So because they didn't agree, you're supposed to be pitchers and catchers reporting. By the next time they meet, it's supposed to be a weekend already.
Yep. So that's off the table. And if that's the case, then position players are going to get delayed. So spring training games, probably not going to see at least 2 weeks of those, if not more.
Now, are they going to do the dumb thing where instead of pushing the season back, are they going to cut games out just so they can get to the season quicker? Is that what they're going to do?
I still won't watch baseball if that happens.
I'm just I don't know what to say anymore about this. Rob Manfred has no brains. Actually, you know what? Let me take that back. He's got a baseball size for a brain. It's just a baseball. It's replaced his brain.
I'm laughing at the ridiculousness of this because this should not have gotten to this point.
But
again,
wait a minute. But wait a minute. We talked about this at the end of 2019. They talked about how this is going to be a historic negotiation because they couldn't come to the table.
Yes, but by saying that, they should have again gotten ahead of themselves. But
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
This is like
we're
when
we're up to our necks and shoulda. That's the problem here.
This is what happens when a student basically procrastinates his assignments until the final minute, and then he's got to scramble to get everything done.
Actually, I was just talking to Anthony, who we talk about baseball all the time. He'd be the perfect person for procrastination. Anyway,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not watching and chiming in like he was last week.
This whole thing doesn't surprise me. It's like a bad circus, like you heard us play earlier, where it's like you said in the intro, Nick. It's like two cages of monkeys throwing shit at each other. That's what this is. But instead of throwing, wait a minute. But instead of throwing shit at them, they're throwing it in each other's mouths instead.
Oh.
But that's what they are.
It's just, you know what it is? It's a bad circus act. Step right up and watch the amazing Rob Manfred tank his own career. One night only. Step right up.
They say that there's a tanking problem in sports and there's a tanking problem in Major League Baseball. Well, now there's a tanking problem in another sense. Major League Baseball tanking.
Well, we've seen tank jobs in sports forever, but have we ever seen a tank job from a commissioner of a sport?
Well, this is what happens when you think you know everything, but you end up blowing your dick off with fireworks.
Well, go ask Plaxico Burress about the gun in his pocket.
Hey, Triple H, can you please show us the official dance of Major League Baseball for this season? Oh, where is it? There it is. I think, gentlemen, this GIF here perfectly exemplifies Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association's negotiations.
By the way,
very, very, very ourselves.
Well, I guarantee you, I know what Rob Manfred is thinking right now, though. I know what he's thinking.
RELAX.
No one cares.
Someone actually cares about what Rob Manfred thinks? Oh, joy.
Oh, God.
All
I can say is he's not earning any extra money for his job at this point.
And the sad part about that, gentlemen, is this news trumps something bigger that happened this week. Another historic thing in Major League Baseball. Pitchers hitting RIP 1860 whenever. If you want to credit to the Cincinnati Red Stockings founding or the founding of the National League, whenever, to February 7th, 2022. The Universal DH has been approved by Major League Baseball. National League teams will now have a designated hitter. And to solve the tanking issues that we had just made reference to, Major League Baseball has agreed to a draft lottery. However, if it wasn't obvious, when all this starts depends upon when we have baseball again, whether it's on March 31st or on July 15th or on April 1st, 2023, April 1st, 2030.
Or never. But the thing that bothers me, and the problem is, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, I can't take any of this seriously until we find out when we're coming back on the field and playing.
Unfortunately,
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly. I would have been here if the preceding 10 minutes hadn't happened. I would be up here saying, finally, the NL is moving into the distant future of 1975. But I can't do that.
If it wasn't for these negotiations, I would have probably put a mock thing together, like a mock tribute video of pitchers hitting, like probably 10 minutes of Bartolo Colon hitting at that point.
Oh, I would have had so much fun with this if I knew that this news. I would have.
But you know what? It's sad because we can't celebrate that because we don't know when we're getting back on the field.
That's the problem with this. Like, I'm happy because, to be quite honest, there were more pitchers getting hurt by hitting than it was actually warranted. Because everyone's like, well, the National League is the strategy of baseball. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Well, listen. I'm actually not against any of that. I'm not against pitchers hitting. What I'm happy about, though, is finally there's uniformity in baseball. There's it's weird. If you were a National League team and you were going through the minors playing with a designated hitter, and all of a sudden now we got to have a pitcher.
I just thought of something, though, that's a weird issue. Now that the pitcher not hitting and everything is unified, why do you need two names of leagues anymore?
I mean,
the American League and the National League.
I was going to say, Nick,
anything.
Well, to be fair, to be fair, you have the Eastern and Western Conference in basketball. You have the AFC and the NFC with the National Football League.
Well, in the NBA, it's based on location.
Right. No, but you still have the AFC and NFC in football. Remember something. The two leagues being both under Major League Baseball, that never was official till 2000 in terms of the paperwork.
No, agreed. But I'm just saying it's weird now to call it the National League and the American League because you associated the National League with a different connotation than the American League.
Yeah, but more tradition than anything else, I'd say.
I agree on that front. I mean, the NFC and the AFC. The NFC, you more think of the NFL going back to the 1920s, and you think of the AFC, you think of when the AFL gave the competition, but it's still the same style of football.
Yeah, they're functionally the same. However, it's been in place for more than 100 years. And I really don't think that the MLB would change it. First of all, we need to get them to stop tripping over their own dicks.
By the way,
then we can talk about that.
Also, if we're going to talk about that, I don't think we'd see anything like that until maybe, because the only thing I can think of in that realm was the NBA a couple of seasons ago thinking, you know what? Maybe we'll just let the top 16 teams into the playoffs. I don't think we'll see anything like that in the other sports until the NBA comes to that.
Let's be a super conference. We can do it. We're the NBA. We can do whatever we want.
And I guarantee you, somebody has brought that up.
But
somebody brought that up at one meeting or another. Hey, we should expand playoffs.
Well, Adam Silver threw that proposal of, we should just let the top 16 teams in. And then if I remember correctly, one megastar that's currently in Los Angeles said, no.
Well, because, you know what, I'm going to save that reference because I don't want to be called what I'm usually called for bringing that up. But basically, but what I was going to say, excuse me, is June Lee, who covers MLB now for ESPN, just dropped the tweet a couple minutes ago saying MLB and the MLBPA agree on one thing. They're operating in completely different, what does that say? I think he spelled that wrong. I'm not even going to attempt that word. No, I can't even, forget it. Doesn't matter. Completely different situations when it comes to the core economics of the CBA proposals. There's an erroneous amount of ground between the two sides. Then he went on to say the MLBPA is arguing that how the baseball's economy operates fundamentally doesn't work, while MLB is trying to address those concerns by saying that adding an expanded playoffs and universal DH creates more jobs and leads to more money for players. The gap is enormous.
Paradigm is what you're looking for.
I knew that word. I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't get it out of my...
And I understand... As much as I hate it, like I understand when you have like expanded playoffs and such because more money around the leagues and stuff, but there is, number one, there is such a thing as too much, like we've talked about. Number two, again, all of these talks about all-star games and playoffs, expanded playoffs, doing this, doing that, the universal DH, all of that is moot until we get back on the field. And
that's what I said earlier.
And right now, no, but I agree. I'm bringing it back home. The point is, until we see the 30 MLB teams taking the field for a 2022 season, all of this conversation is...
Yes.
It's all moot. I mean, because one, and it all goes back to what we've said a million times, money! That's what it goes back to. It has not, and for everyone who says it has to do with the politics of sports, or it has to do with their benefits and their pensions and all that bullshit. It's not. It's all about the money. That's all it is. You want me to make it clear? It's about the money. So, to be quite honest, I don't think you're going to see baseball for a few months because that's what we're arguing about at this point.
A few more months.
Well, I guess my only love of baseball this season is just going to be playing MLB The Show, maybe even trying to find some of the old 989 sports games.
Could be.
Triple Play, MLB 2K series, prior to 2008.
Full contact wiffle ball.
Full contact. Is there actually a video game like that?
No, I'm just saying you should probably Just go to the batting cage and play wiffle ball.
Hey, what's wrong with wiffle ball? I like wiffle ball.
Nothing.
Wait, guys. We're forgetting the biggest question of all. How are Vince McMahon and The Rock not bringing the XLB to life?
That was our
How many
idea.
times do we have to say it before it happens?
We're you know what? We're gonna go license that after we're done here. That's our plan. We're gonna make a lot of money off that idea. Okay? But
I'm just saying.
I think we should talk about. We have some more unfortunate MLB stories to get to, though. Also,
Okay, so we're now going from controversies about bringing players back onto the field to controversies off the field. So Trevor Bauer back in the news. This sliding under the radar with all the madness that's been happening in Major League Baseball. An update on his situation: he will not be facing criminal charges in the Los Angeles area. He will not be charged criminally. However, the MLB investigation into his charges is still ongoing. I mean, is it still ongoing when we've got all these negotiations on?
How can you do anything? You can't do anything until we're officially signed, sealed, delivered. Sorry, I'm stealing from a Stevie Wonder lyric, but we're not signed, sealed, delivered. We're not yours right now. Okay, so
can Major League Baseball do anything right?
It's probably the world's most fortuitous timing for Trevor Bauer that, hey, they're concentrating on that, not on me.
Well, by the way, I think this sums it all up.
Well, we spoke to Michael about it a couple months ago.
Michael Duarte, yes.
Michael Duarte, meaning the reporter for NBC Los Angeles.
Who nailed it to a T, by the way.
Who nailed it? I can't recall. Did we ask him?
Yes, I watched it. Yes.
I can't remember what because I think he said no.
He said that he probably won't get charged, but MLB will still investigate and do their own investigation and give him a punishment.
So in other words, what we're saying, they're doing this while the MLB is still trying to figure out how to get back on the field. So let's be honest. Can MLB do anything right? My answer is no.
No.
I mean, I feel like you're asking a rhetorical question because you already knew the answer to that.
It doesn't take no rocket surgeon to do that.
Hey, Rob Manfred.
You suck.
Hey, Major League Baseball.
You suck.
Oh, God.
All right. So unfortunately, we have to end on a little bit of a downer news. Jeremy Giambi, a tremendous player for the Oakland Athletics and a few other teams, has died at the age of 47. Was found dead in his the parents' home of him and his brother Jason Giambi, another Oakland A's alum, New York Yankees alum, reportedly death by way of suicide, according to TMZ. I don't know what to say on this one.
And once again, TMZ scoops us on the horrible news.
Now, this is crazy because now, if you saw the movie Moneyball, you got to see how involved Jeremy Giambi was.
Oh, yeah. Everyone talking about it brought back to my mind how Jeremy Giambi was just pictured as a party animal in the locker room with a headache and how they had to trade him.
Well, the funny part, I shouldn't say the funny part, but the unique part is that he was an on-base percentage guy that happened to be a decent hitter, but he couldn't control his party aspects while being in Major League Baseball.
And it got him traded to the Philadelphia Phillies.
And that was the end of his career, basically.
However,
everyone's bringing up the one highlight where, unfortunately, the one highlight shown in his career was maybe not so much for him, was the Jeter flip play.
You talk about the Shane Spencer throw offline.
Yeah, Shane Spencer misses the cutoff man, and Jeter comes out of nowhere to gun Giambi down at home. However, and this was almost the topic of my one of my minutes last week before I had to scrap it because there wasn't really a lot I could say other than, well, what I wanted to say was he really shouldn't be remembered for just that. Bill Buckner should not have been remembered for his worst moment, and Jeremy Giambi, as a baseball player, should not be remembered for the time that he got gunned down at home in a once-in-a-lifetime
right
play.
I mean, 263 average in the MLB, 52 home runs, 209 RBIs. But like we were just talking about, Nick, an on-base percentage king, really.
He was a walk guy a lot.
He was.
What was his on-base percentage? Did you have the career on-base percentage there?
Let me see if I have that up. His OBP, career OBP was actually, let me bring up Baseball Reference because they got everything. His career OBP was a 377. His career slugging was a 430. OPS an 807.
It's not bad. That's why they kept saying he was an on-base guy.
But he was a solid player.
He was.
And he deserves to be remembered for that.
I hate to say it though, but unfortunately, his off the field affected how much longer his career could have been.
I mean, I really don't want to speculate on that because I mean, we don't know. We're not doctors, nor do we traffic in that kind of gossipy bullshit. But, however,
I just wonder what was going on in his head after, in the 17, 18 years, however long it's been afterwards.
Well, they say, and this is a big problem with athletes today. What's the thing they're dealing with now? The brain stuff.
CTE?
I don't know why that tripped out of my head, but CTE. A lot of athletes are dealing with CTE, and they don't know it until after they're gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I wouldn't automatically assume that is what
I said. It's possible.
It's
possible, but I mean, I don't.
But CTE is and depression aren't exactly. Depression isn't always linked with CTE. You can get depression, but not even with CTE. Depression is depression.
Also, a lot of athletes don't know what to do after their career is over.
That's the other unfortunate thing.
And I find this laughable. Not this story, the Tom Brady situation where they're going around and they say he's going to get depression because he doesn't know what he's going to do after his career. Give me a break. Like, seriously, the man has had his career. He's made his money. He's going to get on TV. This is a much more serious, dire situation.
Well, let's be honest. Some players aren't. I should say some players. Most players aren't as fortunate as the likes of a Tom Brady and such, where they can be set for life.
Oh no, but I just found it ridiculous that they were comparing, like they were saying he's going to get depression after his career when Jeremy Giambi had a much different life and a much different career. Like, leave Tom Brady out of this discussion. It's weird.
Sad to hear about an athlete die, especially by way of suicide. And please reach out if you are ever in any mental trouble, if any personal trouble.
Exactly. You're not alone. And I keep saying that.
We talked about this.
We didn't have to.
Nick and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago with Chesley Christ, who was.
Yeah, we did. We did.
So, COVID has caused a weird time with people. That's been, unfortunately.
All right, let's get out of Major League Baseball. This second half of the show. Let's get out of Major League Baseball. Let's now flip it over. Before we get into the football news, let's flip it over briefly to basketball because, again, flying under the radar. It looked like it was going to be the major thing at the start of the week, but then all the MLB stuff started popping up. We have a flip. James, what I said that I couldn't imagine was going to happen has happened. James Harden and Ben Simmons have done a list switcheroo, and James Harden is now in Philadelphia. Ben Simmons is now in Brooklyn. So, gentlemen, the big three of James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, if in the 2 seasons that there was a big three existence, played 16 games together. And this season they played all of two games together.
Count them off. 1, 2.
Are you okay, Nick? Are you
no,
okay?
I'm good actually, because believe it or not,
you look like you look like you were staring down, like you were having some bad images in your mind or something.
No,
bad flashbacks.
Well, Nick always puts bad images in my mind, but that's a whole different issue.
You called it though. You said it would. If it wasn't James Harden, it would probably be Ben Simmons that ended up in Brooklyn.
I mean, I didn't actually think it was going to happen, but now it happened. And you know what? And you guys are going to be shocked when I say this. I actually think it's a good trade for the Nets.
Well, here's the question. Who exactly won in this deal? Because
the Sixers got Schmeckeldorfed.
I mean, I was going to say, like, Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, and Ben Simmons.
Wait a minute. They got whamboozled. Okay, I need the. Can you do the Stephen A thing? Because that's how bad the Sixers got.
Wait, you mean that they've been hoodwinked,
Yes.
bamboozled, led astray?
Yeah, I need that right now because that's how bad the Sixers got it.
All right, hang on.
No, you do it. You do the impression of
Me?
it. Yes, because you always do it well.
What? No. Really, you want?
Oh, gone. Okay.
Okay, so I guess he kind of lost it. So
Well,
I didn't realize. First of all, I didn't realize that Ben Simmons was as young as he is.
there he is. What happened?
I don't know.
But
It's like you went on strike.
Okay. We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Okay, so thank you, Stephen B. Smith. Anyway, so yeah, the Sixers got wamboozled in this trade, like the Bears got wamboozled by the Giants.
I mean, the jury's still out on that one, but
No, I'm serious because the Sixers wanted 2 first-round picks plus for Ben Simmons, and guess what? The Sixers traded Ben Simmons, Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, and 2 first-round picks to the Nets for James. Wait, for James Harden and Paul Millsap.
So here's the thing that I'm having trouble with.
Okay.
Why?
So in other words, hold on. In other words, they wanted draft picks for Ben Simmons, and instead they gave draft picks to get rid of Ben Simmons.
I mean, James Harden technically was a draft pick at some point. Every player in the NBA was a draft pick.
You're missing something here. They wanted protectable draft picks, and they gave them away with Ben Simmons.
I guess they think they have a shot now with James Harden, who has been miserable this season.
First of all, and Tom did a minute on it this morning, talking about how James Harden had no player agent, which actually I happen to have known that this man, and you know what, that doesn't surprise me because James Harden is one of the bigger drama queens in the NBA, up there with a certain name I'm not going to say right now. And
everything is baiting him.
I'm just, well, first of all, and the one thing I agree with James Harden on is Kyrie Irving and the vaccine. Okay, but Kyrie Irving is not on the court 99.9% of the time, which is what it feels like.
Full context for those who missed my minute on social media this morning. So basically, James Harden reportedly, according to a report by Ramona Shelbourne and Woj over at ESPN, basically was talking to player agents about how to get out of Brooklyn while at the same time telling Joseph Tsai and Brooklyn management that he was committed and wanted to stay. Until very recently. And reportedly part of James Harden's issues revolved around Kyrie Irving and the fact that he first, couldn't be on the court and is now a part-time player because of the fact that he will not get vaccinated.
So, this is the consequences of what Kyrie Irving has chosen to do. We didn't say it at the time, because when this story first broke that he was refusing to get the shot, because really I didn't think that it was pissing off James Harden as much.
I can't help but think what we talked about last week, him running all over the court while somebody's chasing him with the COVID vaccine. It's just a little bit.
Come on, just a little prick.
Come on, just do it. Oh,
get a lollipop.
You know what the sad part is? That I saw this on Twitter. Imagine he gets vaccinated after this trade goes down and after KD leaves Brooklyn. Imagine.
Oh my God.
I would not be able to wait until to see Nick Morganson here explode if that happens.
He's not getting it, so we might as well just sulk.
But he didn't even go the Aaron Rodgers, I've been immunized route. He didn't even do that.
No.
He didn't even take off his footwear in front of the media.
No, Kyrie just went with the flat earth theory and basically said, I'm just going to believe what I want to believe in.
God.
I mean,
Duke University must be so proud.
Well, I love how he went through all that. He doubled down on it, and then he walked it back. Oh, I didn't know what I was talking about. Yes, you did. Ooh, excuse me, I'm choking.
But in this situation, he's doubling down, tripling down, and quadrupling down. Because it's gone on this long, and he still hasn't caved.
And by the way, James Harden had a built-in excuse to say Kyrie Irving didn't get the vaccine, and that's why he chose to complain.
Okay, but Nick, in his defense, let's talk about if you were throwing out all this money and won an off season, and basically you choked it away in the second round of last playoffs, and you were considered the favorite this whole time, and now you're on a 10-game losing streak. Your big three has played only 2 games. Wouldn't you be frustrated?
I would, but going to the Sixers is not a better.
Pretty damn pissed off if I were you.
But wait a minute. The Sixers essentially traded away their team for James Harden. See, that's James Harden telling me stop talking about me.
But are the same problems with Kyrie going to are the same problems plaguing this team?
I'll say this. Are the Nets now all of a sudden a contender? They still have lost 10 straight. They have fallen from 1 to 8 in the Eastern Conference.
But at the same time, in the long run, I think Ben Simmons will definitely be of more value than James Harden.
Okay, so then let me ask you this then. With the KD's contract coming up, with all this stuff, is this now, because of this trade, is this now a must-win season for the Nets? If they lose, even if they lose Game 7 of the finals, is it a failure now?
It's a tough situation just because of all the injuries. Like you said, they only played 16 games together in 2 seasons. So it's really hard to make a judgment on anything.
Because honestly, I think I could see KD leaving Brooklyn. So I'm going to say yes. I think they have to win this season.
They're not going to win. So you can blow that one out of the water.
Then is the big three then the big three is a failure.
Of course it was a failure. I've said that from a couple of weeks ago when they went from 1 to 8. I mean, they're losing to teams that they shouldn't be losing to. So, to be honest, they're not beating Giannis in Milwaukee.
Which means now next season it's going to be a blow up. Then we're going to go back to the old Nets.
I don't think KD's going anywhere. 1, because he's partially injury prone. 2, he wants to be in New York, and he's not going to the Knicks. So his choice is the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't see him going anywhere, unfortunately.
If there's another team that comes along that's going to get in the championships, remember, we call them the snake for a reason.
First of all, the Nets are the one that can offer him the most money. You have to remember that, too.
Yeah, but you're not telling me if the Suns make another NBA final, he wouldn't be considered going there.
Look at James Harden. He accepted that massive deal from the Rockets. He didn't care. Look at Russell Westbrook. He accepted the major deal with OKC, and what is he, on his 3rd team in 2 years? I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, NBA players are in it for the money, not for the championships. They don't care.
Tell that to LeBron.
Don't bait me, because I will. I'm being very good this episode.
It's right on the tip of his tongue, though.
Nah.
It's right on the tip of his tongue.
All right, let's run through some football. So, before we get to the biggest story of them all, some drama going on down in, speaking of Arizona, speaking of Phoenix, so Kyler Murray has related all Cardinals-related references on his social media pages. And in an update, reportedly today, the Cardinals' Instagram has been scrubbed, but all of 2 pictures, and those 2 pictures are of Kyler Murray. So what is going on
here?
Okay, so damn, I guess the honeymoon's over.
No, you know what it is? It's this.
Like they didn't do too bad this year, though.
No, but they basically flushed everything down the drain on social media. Now, they had major injuries that affected them in the long run. But
and Kingsbury and company are kind of in a fight. Oh, no, wait, the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, so kind of an update here. Everything's back.
What?
Yeah.
So there goes that.
Wait.
Breaking news, false alarm.
Wait, they actually put it back?
The Arizona Cardinals have all their pictures back up.
Oh, God. Look, that ain't on our faces. It happens.
Well, hang on 1 second. We saw the Arizona Cardinals side. Let's see Kyler Murray. Still only 2 pictures and no Cardinals.
Story there.
So something's going on there.
Something's going on. I think he's unhappy. I don't know if he's going to automatically, request a trade, but this seems like the most passive-aggressive way you could say.
I mean, he is entering the final season of his rookie deal, I believe. The 5th-year option, I think.
And the problem is he's probably actually not worth a major extension, to be quite honest with you.
Well, the sign's right here is even if he was offered it, he's probably not taking it.
Where is he going right now? What? The only one.
I would watch my mouth. You're telling me there would not be a whole bunch of teams that.
There's one place. Now, you guys remember what I said about Aaron Rodgers going to Tampa?
I know.
I'll give you one unique one where Kyler Murray could end up.
Tampa.
No, Pittsburgh.
What he wanted? Why would Kyler? I see it. I see it. Just no, Kyler. Don't bring yourself. to that
don't do that. Seriously.
Wait. The reason I say it is because they need a more mobile quarterback. Because Big Ben over the years had cement feet. They actually would have a more mobile quarterback.
Kind of retired, Nick.
No. I understand. I'm just saying over the years, Big Ben was cement feet. Kyler Murray would give them more options to move the ball around.
Yes, he would, but I really wouldn't. I don't want him to get involved in all that drama. I actually like him. Seriously, it's like watching a toddler stick his hand in the Python exhibit.
I was going to say, did you see the pictures of Kyler in the Oakland Athletics uniform also going around?
Yeah, because the A's drafted him.
No, I'm saying, could that have been like a little bit of facetiousness, like just trying to...
You know what? Pull a Deion Sanders. Pull a Deion Sanders and go play for the A's.
I wish there were players who do that these days.
You know what? It's harder to do it though now with all the
money.
All the aggressive training it takes to do football. Like it's much harder. Like back then,
he's fast enough. He'd be a base stealing machine.
No, but I'm saying it takes a lot to train for one sport now these days.
But I understand that. But here's my theory: the NFL the MLB wants good headlines. We're bringing in quarterbacks. We're bringing quarterbacks of teams that have been already eliminated from playoff contention, and they're playing games with us in March and April. You want to get people to watch baseball? That's how you get people to watch baseball.
You just said the key word, try to get to watch baseball.
I mean, it can't be that crazy of an idea. I mean, everything else has sucked. Everything they've come up with sucked.
You know what we should do? We should have a joint like MLB NFL All-Star weekend. That would be the way to gain people. Imagine.
Mostly because I want to see Aaron Judge throw bombs into the end zone, and I really, really, really want to see Kyler Murray hit a double off the wall and get a trip.
No, you know what?
End up stealing third.
We should do the reverse. Like we should have MLB players at an All-Star game tackling each other during the All-Star game. Now that would be hilarious.
Oh my God.
Brett Gardner just trucking somebody out of nowhere.
Well, he just instead of taking the bat and hitting the top of the dugout, which got him in trouble, he should just start threatening to hit people with it.
All right, moving on. Let's make fun of the Washington Commanders. So Dan Snyder has reportedly, after last week's report of another sexual misconduct case against him, he has hired an independent investigative team.
Independent meaning, here's $50. Don't find anything about me. You got it, Mr. Snyder.
Wait, I'm surprised he didn't try to do it. What's the name of that term for free in lawyer?
Pro bono.
I'm surprised he didn't do it pro bono.
I mean, at this point, there is no depths that man won't sink to.
I don't get this. I mean, like you just changed the name. People were happy finally that you got rid of, for originally Redskins and Washington football team. Now, it's kind of ironic.
You replaced it with some absolutely generic, out of nowhere. I hate this name.
You know what's ironic, though, considering he's going through this whole situation and he chose the name Commander?
Yeah.
I command respect!
Don't laugh at me! Stop laughing at me!
Oh, no, I would put this up there with Donald Sterling and the Clippers.
Oh, God.
I mean, wait, am I wrong, though? I mean, like, the Clippers and the NBA went through trauma, and now this whole thing is going on.
We would only be so lucky.
I don't know. I mean, I saw the woman Tiffany Johnston. That's her name on Instagram. Like, she was at a congressional hearing with some of the other women, like fighting the investigative situation going on. I mean, we're seeing more and more women who we all feel bad for, by the way, who had to deal with this, where apparently she was sitting at a business dinner and was told to put her hand reportedly on his thigh or whatever. First of all, what kind of business practice is that?
Did you seriously just answered your own question?
Yeah.
No, but I'm just throwing it out there to all the morons on social media who think that, well, this is normal. He's a billionaire.
What? If he was a hobo on the street, that wouldn't be okay.
No shit.
$1 billion or not. The weasel has outlived his usefulness.
Was he ever useful to begin with?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think he basically owns a bunch of newspapers and he owns the ESPN affiliate down in Washington. So, like, I from what I heard, like, anyone who talked about him, basically, they got shut down. He's one of those type of guys.
Oh, great.
Typical. All right. Well, that wasn't the strangest thing to come out of the Commanders this week.
No.
So this headline came up that defensive player Jonathan Allen was reportedly stated that he would want to have dinner with Adolf Hitler by stating that he's a military genius. I'm sorry, what?
Okay, I understand that you like military tactics. I understand because, the History Channel documentaries, they can be a lot of fun if you're in a certain mood for it. Especially, if it's 3 o'clock on a Sunday, rainy afternoon, nothing much to do, nothing else is on. That being said, however, there are plenty of other figures you could have used. You could have used anybody else, but you had to go with the genociding one?
I mean, do you want to do art with him too?
Yes. Would you like to talk about vegetarianism? Maybe?
I have no words for this. And usually I have a lot to say about these topics, but what are you doing?
Why?
God.
Why?
All right. A couple of Olympic pieces. I know we don't really care too much about the Olympic, but the first one I really want to talk about because Shaun White, absolutely great snowboarder, absolutely great with the Winter Games. And he is retiring after this year. He finished 4th, just missing out on the bronze in his last Olympic event. But I mean, what a career!
This is the one positive story from the Olympics.
I mean, I'm not surprised he is retiring. I mean, it has been years for him competing, and he himself has admitted that he can't do all the things anymore that these.
He's 35.
Yeah. When you hit 35, Jesus, when you hit 30, things start to, you wake up and go, hey, why is this hurting me today?
Wait a minute. I made a joke on Beyond the Bench with Nick. I said, like, maybe when you get to 30, you forget where your pants are. And he corrected me. He's like, wait, that's 35.
No, that's 35. But in my case, no, I never wear pants. So you're barking up the wrong tree there.
Oh, God. See, this is what I'm talking about. He puts bad images in our heads.
Yeah.
But bravo!
Unfortunately, there's also a negative headline to come out of the Olympics. This 15-year-old Olympic Russian skater failing a drug test. So, yeah.
I will reiterate the point I made on Beyond the Bench earlier in the week. If you think that the Russians were the only one, first of all, it's the Russian Olympic Committee, not Russia anymore. So
the ROC.
We're already dealing with the aftermath of one doping scandal.
This is pathetic. And I said this today. Nick had to cut me off almost at one point because I got very close to the edge of saying something. But the ROC is a joke. The ROC is a joke. They got banned. The Russian, because of officially Russia back then. What was it? Which Olympics was it?
2012 or 2014?
Yeah, it might have been 2014.
They got banned for a massive doping scandal, and not
Pyeongchang.
Right, and it wasn't just skating; it was everything. Everything.
If you think they're the only country that did it, I got news for you. They're not.
You're right. There's actually this whole great piece on Secret Base in their series The Worst about this one Olympic race. It was like 08 or 12, where basically it's a women's race. I forget which track event, but like half the field, if not 3/4 of the field, got disqualified for some reason. Well, mostly drug related.
Right. And by the way, I don't know. Nick told me how to pronounce the name. Her name is Kamila Valieva. I think is how you pronounce it.
Camila Valieva.
15 years old. Most bodies are not developed at that age to be taking this stuff.
So, I mean, it's particularly insidious in her case, but at a certain point, the Olympic officials should know what's wrong if the pee glows in the dark.
I mean, this last Olympics, the one in Tokyo with no fans. I mean, that was a joke. This one is also a bit of a joke when you consider, I was just watching snowboarding highlights the other day, and there was this massive trick that was pulled off by one of these skaters, and all these announcers basically shocked that the judges giving a low score. I'm sorry, the Olympics in China was a massive fail. It shouldn't have happened.
I mean,
I can't wait for this to be over.
What was the name of the drug, Nick? Again, do you remember? It was some kind of like HGH informant. Like,
yeah. Hang on.
It doesing matter. It's not important.
Yeah.
But my point is,
elephant growth hormone.
15 years old, and you're giving a female 15-year-old essentially HGH in the body. Her body could get fucked up. And what happens then? Does she sue the organization? Like, what do you do?
Oh, God.
And by the way, they allowed her to skate, and I think she won the gold.
Oh, you're talking about Okay, I think I've had a
Yeah, that's it.
Trimetazine. That's it.
And she won the gold, and Russia's trying to claim the medal still. Even if... So, I asked Nick, and I'll ask you this question, Tom. What happens? So, she gets disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't the medal be given back by Russia and give it to the next person?
I thought it goes to the runner-up.
Well, Russia's fighting to keep the gold medal regardless if she gets disqualified.
Of course.
Whatever.
Because it's not her gold medal. It's our gold medal.
It's mine. It's our organization. We paid for it all. We did all the work. Oh, it's not her. She didn't just...
The gold medal belongs to Russia, not to her.
Well, it's not Russia. It's the ROC. It's the ROC. Come on now.
Being Captain Pedantic again.
Well, okay, they want to be known in the Olympics, so it's the ROC, not Russia.
Shallow and pedantic.
Shadow and pedantic. All right, let's move on. You
know what's not shallow and pedantic? We can close this episode off on the Super
Bowl.
Finally.
Woo!
A historic Super Bowl. Number 4 seed versus number 4 seed for the first time since those seeds were introduced in the 70s. For the second straight time, one of the participating teams is in their home stadium. The second straight time after it didn't happen for the first 54 Super Bowls.
I actually have a line for the game also if you want it.
So
okay, who is the favorite? Let's get a line.
It's a 4-point favorite in the Rams.
So the Rams are the 4-point favorite.
Rams are the 4-point favorite. I could buy that. I honestly could buy that.
I could buy that, but how much of that is from the Rams having a home field advantage?
Well, they're not the home team, though, technically.
They're technically not a home team. They will be in they will be in their home locker room. The Bengals will reportedly use the Chargers' home locker room.
So yeah, they're not the home team. So, which is weird to say that, considering that it's the second straight year we've had the home team in the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I think the Buccaneers were the visiting team last year too, technically.
I got a feeling though that this Super Bowl is going to be a shootout.
Oh no, wait, I think they actually were the home team.
No, they were the home team.
I forgot. It flips. I forgot.
So,
I said, I got a feeling that this game is going to be a shootout. I mean,
I got a feeling this is going to be a close game.
I think it's going to come down to the Rams defense. That's where I think.
I think that the Rams defense are the X factor of this game.
If they don't show up, the Bengals are going to win.
Here's the thing. Here's my feeling, guys. I've been saying it all week to everybody I know. This, for me, is a battle of heart and mind. My heart is with the Bengals and seeing Joey B hold up a Super Bowl trophy, seeing this team who just a couple of years ago was in the toilet of the NFL, rising up and grabbing the Super Bowl trophy. Jamar Chase, after having the rookie year that he had, he is rookie of the year, and deservedly so. He was probably the best wide receiver of the season, if not the top 5, and him holding up the Lombardi trophy in his first season. Joe Mixon having the comeback season that he has. I want to see this team holding up the Lombardi trophy. However, my mind is saying, well, it's going to be Los Angeles.
I was going to say,
just because of how dominant their defense has been. I'd say they were a top defense this whole season, in my honest opinion, and they've got great defensive stars. And I mean, even if the Rams win, because I would say I'm not invested in either team really, because even if the Rams win, I would have to feel great for Matthew Stafford after suffering for years in that hellhole of Detroit, getting little to no help. Finally being able to just, first of all, right now participate in the playoffs, let alone a Super Bowl, and getting to participate in the Super Bowl, perhaps win the Super Bowl. That would be an absolute amazing season. I mean, you got the Rams team itself, the franchise who is all in, who gave Detroit not just Jared Goff, but 2 first-round draft picks just for this opportunity. I mean, this might be now or never. This is the ultimate opportunity for this Los Angeles team. Cooper Kupp. Oh my God, Cooper Kupp, who has had I was
triple crown.
Yeah. I was saying Jamar Chase probably top 5, yeah, because they got Cooper Kupp. And, it's a curse of the name of the Giants, but Odell Beckham, you have to admit, when they went and got Odell after Robert Woods, that Robert Woods injury should have been devastating. That Robert Woods injury should have ended their season.
It should have been over, like done and buried. By the way, don't give your official pick yet, because tomorrow we're going to be doing a Super Bowl 56 pregame show from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you join us, and there might be some other people coming along the way. So just be in tune for that.
Well,
so I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you mine, because I probably won't be there, but because I have other things I need to take care of.
Okay.
But I'm going to say this, and you guys, I'll give you time to stew it over to see if I'm right or I'm wrong.
Okay.
I think the the Rams defense will have a rough game because Joe Burrow really is that good. However, I think that the Rams are going to win it by a field goal.
Oh, so you're not taking them to cover?
No, I'm not taking them to
What's
cover.
your final score? What's the final score?
Tom, keep track of this.
27-24.
I could see that. I could honestly see that.
That's interesting, actually. I mean, I've thought about it a little bit. I think the Rams it's Rams defense or bust. I think the Rams are going to win. I just don't, because I think
we're all in agreement that Rams defense is going to be the X factor. Can they hold off, even if they don't hold off all the way? Can they hold off just that little bit longer to allow Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Odell, Darrell Henderson to do their thing?
I think a major injury on the offensive side, though, Taylor Higbee done, not playing in the game. So that's going to hurt them a ton, I feel like.
I don't think it would hurt them a ton. Now, if Cooper Kupp at some point were to go down, that would be the most devastating thing to happen.
They'd be D for done if Cooper Kupp didn't play. But I don't know. I have to give this some more thought for when we do our show.
So tomorrow we'll go down, position by position. We'll go down on the rankings. And I think, Nick, our usual Super Bowl thing, well, your usual thing, we got to look at prop bets, don't we?
Oh, yeah. My favorite time of the year, the coin flip, even though they claim that to be a 50-50, even though it's kind of stupid.
The national anthem going 2 minutes and 3 seconds or however long it is.
I don't even know who's doing the national anthem this year. All I know is that the halftime show is going to be fire with Snoop Dogg and Dre and I forgot who else is going to be in the show. Oh, Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige. I believe. Okay. It is Mickey Guyton, I believe, is country singer.
Who?
Exactly.
Wow, that's a first that they got someone doing the national anthem as a no name.
It's a hang on. Mickey Guyton is a country singer. Hang on, let's see. Oh, country and R&B. Country and R&B. Okay, so I guess they're sticking with the R&B kind of theme.
Still doesn't help to tell me who she is. But as long as we don't get Fergie singing the national anthem, I'll be okay.
I just saw that clip making the rounds like not too long ago again.
I mean, did you? That was at the NBA All-Star Game. Do you remember the players just chuckling, standing
We
on?
talked about it on the on a very early Unspoken podcast.
No, but I'm just saying. The funniest part was just watching the players like trying to hold it in.
I saw Draymond Green like basically biting his lip.
It was so bad. Like I don't know. Like, and she's not a bad singer either. Like,
No.
but I don't know what the hell was going on that day. Like she was
supposedly tried to sing it in a certain way, and it just didn't work.
Boy, it fell flat.
Okay, but you know what's not going to fall flat tomorrow? Pregame show, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Usual time like we do on every Saturday. But until then, make sure to hit like and subscribe. If you're watching us on Twitter or Facebook, make sure to like and make sure to retweet or like the page and follow the page and share the episode. If you're watching us on YouTube, on our home on YouTube, make sure to give us the like. Make sure to subscribe. And when you subscribe, remember to hit the bell. That way you get notifications for everything on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network. Whether it's us.
This is good timing, by the way. Our third is officially joining us at 3 p.m.
So let me get it. So let me get there. So Empty the Bench, whether it's Empty the Bench, whether it's Beyond the Bench, Here Now the News, because we still have a Here Now the News episode tomorrow at 10 a.m., don't we?
Yeah,
yes, we do. That is, if I can remember the name, Jeff Holman. He is an actor. He's been on Grey's Anatomy. He's been on Parks and Rec. He's been on a bunch of big time shows. So make sure you tune into that.
We've also, of course, got Soundproof, and we got a couple more shows coming in the tank, and one of them is going to be joining us tomorrow.
Yes, we'll announce that during tomorrow's proceedings, as I like to say. It's another sports show, so more sports.
Always more sports.
Well, the weird thing is, when we get to Monday, now we're in that transitional mode once the Super Bowl is over. Like, what the hell? What's next? Because we don't have baseball.
We should be doing our MLB previews, but
no.
Wait a minute, ¿Por qué?
¿Por qué no los dos?
So do me a favor. UFC is having a big show tonight, so when in honor of Combat Sports, I say ring the bell and give us the subscription.
Ring the bell!
Ring, ring, ring. Ring it!
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say banana phone. Oy.
Don't. Okay, so for Nick Federa and Nick Morrison, I'm Tom Mano. We'll see you tomorrow for our Super Bowl pregame special, and we'll see you next week for another edition of Empty the Bench, where we'll recap all of the big news coming out of the Super Bowl. Until then, take care, everybody.
Good night, everybody!
Good night, everybody.